Comes to Gophers freshmen who could make an impact this season, let's hop right in. We're going to list 4 or 5 guys whom I believe could potentially make an impact in year one. Now, I'm also going to put them in order of most likely to least likely in my own opinion. Now, starting off with number 1, it is Greg Johnson, the offensive lineman. He saw occasional looks with some ones in the spring. It was rare, but it did happen. He saw a decent amount of looks with the 2s and 3s. When he came to town, the staff noticed from the jump he came ready to play, grind, and grasp things very quickly in the spring. If he can elevate that over the summer, if he can continue to build that, this man can get himself on the field. As long as he can keep absorbing it quickly, it could be a strong push for that left guard position. I think that's still a battle when it comes to the left guard. You've got Carter Shaw, you've got Tyler Cooper. And I think Greg Johnson can put his name in that conversation as well. And honestly, it could be great for the Gophers in the long run too, if he doesn't make mistakes. That's the number one way he can get on the field, is cleaning up any errors, making sure he isn't a liability, even though he would be a true freshman. If Greg can be error-free and continue to elevate, he's got the upside to let him get in there and grow from experience now. And that could allow him to be a staple in that Gophers offensive line for years to come, like we've seen from guys like Daniel Faalele. And even if it does become a redshirt year in Minnesota, that's okay. We've seen that play out as very successful as well with Blaze Andrews, John Michael Schmitz, Ariante Ursary, Carlos Dunlap had some years as well. We've seen it also work out for offensive linemen, the long game, and that works out too. Like Nathan Bowe starting this year, Axel Rushmeyer starting last year, Martez Lewis or JJ Gaudet, or maybe even Carter Shaw all could have an opportunity this year. So we've seen that work out as well. But Greg Johnson is a freshman who I think could play impact right away. Now, the next freshman I want to talk about is Zaquan Bryan. Look, 5 of the 9 impact freshmen that I listed in that earlier segment have been on the defense, and 4 of those 9 were defensive backs. Now, then you look at the Gophers in the spring, and the number 1 position of need after the spring was cornerback. So Zaquan Bryan fits that bill. On top of that, he's one of the most athletic players in the class. PJ Fleck also hinted at on multiple occasions when talking about this class that Zaquan Bryan has the ability to come in and make an impact right away. He could play significant time. He could, whether it's contributing on the special teams, whether it's contributing as a cornerback, he's got the athleticism. He's got the build to jump in right away. He might be slightly behind his fellow freshmen that early enrolled, but he is the only one at the cornerback position in this class. On top of that, he's got the speed, he's got the size to hang with the players in this conference, and he was a huge hitter. He made absolutely impactful hits as a defender in high school. He has the ball skills on top of that. He was a decorated wide receiver in Georgia who has a knack for the ball, but also has the understanding of his opponents and what they like to do or how routes can break down. And it helps him be more instinctive, helps him be more, anticipate more, and be able to jump the ball and get interceptions. Now, the thing is, Trayvon Jones, Tyler Bride, both transferred in after the spring session as well, but they're learning the system too. They're in the same boat at the same time with Zaquan Bryan. So if we're talking about, they could be impacts from the jump, so can Bryan. So that's why I think overall, them coming from lower divisions, them still getting used to the system and learning it all as well, it's anybody's for the taking. He's definitely one of my guys in this class, and I'm excited of his future regardless of year one or not. Now, the third freshman I want to bring up is Darius Taylor. There's a case to be made